Hello, I'm the Toycat, and welcome back to the Feature Preview. Feature Previews are a weekly series I run on my channel where I show you features that are going to be included in the next major update coming out for Minecraft on the console. I can do this by using PC gameplay of the equivalent update for Minecraft console, which means that you can see exactly how features look before they do come out, like today's one, which was the most requested one when I asked on Twitter what people would like to see, which is Amplified Terrain. So Amplified Terrain is coming exclusively to the Xbox One and PS4. This is because it requires more RAM and more resources to run, so, just to keep stability going. It's only going to be in the Xbox One and PS4, but it's really crazy cool, and in a word, exactly what it does is amplify your worlds. But rather than just saying, oh, it amplifies it, and saying, yep, that's video done, why not show exactly what I mean by that with an example of a regular world, which you're seeing right now, and then an example of this exact same seed, but amplified, because I think it's quite the difference, and I think all of you will do too. So hopefully you all do enjoy the video, like if you do like it, because it helps out the channel, and let's know you do like feature previews. But with that said, let's get straight into it, shall we? And let's start by talking about, I guess this world we've started right here, because, yeah, this is my favorite little example, because it has a couple of structures nearby, but it also has a few different biomes. So yeah, this is the spawn on this seed. It's a little plains, as you can see, and then we're surrounded by a forest, and then an acacia, savanna, and then we've got another forest. Then we've got like a root forest over there. We've got like a relatively normal spawn that you could expect from Minecraft console, right? Like, oh yeah, this is ordinary stuff, normal biomes, normal stuff to see. Okay, I get it now. However, if we then switch from this world into our amplified world, you'll begin to see exactly what the changes. So yeah, this is actually using 1.11 because the reason I found this seed is because there's a woodland mansion nearby. That's obviously not something you will have on the console, but every other structure and every other biome will be affected by amplified. So there are a few tiny exceptions to this, but for the most part, yeah, this exact this previous seed I just showed you, where we've got a little plains biome surrounded by a forest, is still here. The exact same seed generates, but because of amplified, the the vertical height that anything can take goes significantly up. So yeah, if you're curious as to what that looks like, then yeah, that forest that was the same level as me, there it is now, like about 100 blocks down, maybe. The bit behind me, you might be able to see the Savannah Village. Oh, there it is now, again, like 50 blocks down, but also on a hill. Basically, Amplified just takes, like what should be a ordinary slight jump up or slight hill down, and it turns it into a massive difference. And it can even do, even crazier than that. It can turn, what was previously, just a regular old biome into a floating biome. So, for instance, this, the birch forest, in front of me, I should say, there's actually turned into this giant floating island of a birch forest, which is crazy cool to look at. So yeah, the reason Amplified is so desirable is because it makes Minecraft a lot harder for mostly two reasons. First of all, your full damage is so much higher for anything. Like, if I want to get down to that biome, I can't just jump down there or like run over there normally. What I have to do instead is I have to, kind of like slowly climb down or, play some water. So yeah, it's kind of dangerous and kind of something you have to watch out for. But as well as just, a little bit more danger in that regard, also just navigating gets a bit harder. Like trying to, get anywhere, like if you want to get to that, birch forest, it's a little bit harder. And it's very interesting to me the way that does work. But yeah, as well as just being like all about, get harder, get places, let's show you some of the cool stuff with particular biomes, because every biome besides certain deserts, but a lot of deserts will be, and I think it's the swamplands, are affected by amplified. So you will see, even if it's the slight terrain, like this plains is turned into it's a little bit of a hill, you'll notice how every biome has some changes, and this actually still means that natural structures will spawn, but they'll usually be in very messed up ways. So this village is actually a okay example of one, but you can still see here that the pathway that goes between villages, it still tries to generate, but then it's like a 20 block fall down there. You can see like the pathway is just a little bit messed up, and it's very intriguing. It's basically because the way this actually came about is Jib was messing around with settings to test the world, and Notch just came by and said, oh yeah, keep that in the game. And that's really how this thing happens. So you end up with villages that are harder to navigate, you end up with the world which is more dangerous to get around, but you also just get the feel of a much more interesting and different world. Like I'm gonna be very excited to play on this for UHCs. Like if you're playing against someone, it makes the whole thing a lot more, again, because there actually are worlds where we played this, but it's really interesting doing pretty much anything for these worlds. And I think that right now, if you're a little bit bored of the way Minecraft generates, okay, so this is another like kind of bizarre village where most of it's generated on the ground, but then some of it has just gone like crazy high in the sky like this. But yeah, it basically amplified worlds are an opportunity to explore existing worlds you might love, or like a example of a recreation of an existing world you might already love, or to just take a new world but do it in a much more interesting and unique way. Because again, the thing about Minecraft is you can kind of understand all the biomes. There's like 50 biomes, but you kind of get the vague gist of most of them after a little bit of time. But with this, every single seed can be entirely different, and every single biome can be seen in so many different ways, and it's a great way to add variety to the game. But yeah, it is going to be coming to the Xbox One and PS4 with the next update. This is actually the last feature preview before that update does come out. Again, it should be coming out next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Let's just say Tuesday though. It's going to be coming out next week, or presumably on Tuesday, and I'm very excited to play it. Make sure you check out the rest of these feature previews if you want to learn about stuff like like skeleton horses and elytras and stuff. And by the way, just as an example, the Woodland Mansion isn't this update, but here's Woodland Mansion we did have, and the roof forest we did have. As you can see, it used to be so flat with the normal roof, whereas this, it's just random spikes. And even, crazier than that is the fact the Woodland Mansion is that high in the air. So yeah, cool stuff. But yeah, this is coming to Xbox One, PS4. I'm very excited. Make sure you check back on the channel as soon as it comes out, because I'll be making a whole bunch of videos. But other than that, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Have a nice Friday, and goodbye, everyone.